Hello, hello, everyone. Happy day after Christmas. I got some hair going everywhere. I have a little one in the room with me tonight because the husband is out of town. So it is just me. So you might hear her whining a little bit. So sorry about that in advance, but this is life, right? Make sure that when you check in, that you leave a comment, that you also like or give a thumbs up, I guess is what they call it on YouTube, and then make sure that you share as well. Speaking of that, when you do those things, I give away a free prize. And that prize from last week's live was the Massive Thanks stamp set. And that was Nicole Herrick. I do not have your address. So if you can email me then you can, I will put this in the mail to you. I just need your address to do that. And the prize for tonight, for next week's drawing, will be the Around the Corner stamp set. This is a retired set, but it was a really good one. So these are corner stamps, and so it's kind of cool. But anyway, that will be the prize for the giveaway on that. And let's see, I think that is pretty much it, other than make sure that I want to make sure that you know that the catalog, this catalog right here, it is our mini holiday catalog. It will go live on January the 4th, which is I think it is next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's next Wednesday. All of my days right now are kind of all bunched together. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, this goes live though on the 4th. So make sure that you check out some stuff that's coming out on this. I do have my bingo that will be in February. There's a link in the description for that. And then of course on the 4th as well starts our celebration, which is free products. So make sure that you, if you don't have a catalog and you need one, let me know and I can get those in the mail to you as well. Okay, so that is all of that. And tonight we are going to be playing with Light the Sky. This bundle here is actually in our current Christmas catalog right here. But this will be coming an online exclusive. So there is a blog post for this as well. And it does tell you that too in that blog post. But this is going to be online. So you're not going to see it in another catalog, but you'll see it online and still be able to purchase it. I do not believe it will be the bundle price once it goes to the online exclusive. That part of it will retire. So that is what we're playing with tonight. I'm really excited about the projects. I love the projects. We're doing all about the New Year's. So I'm going to turn the camera down so that y'all can see now the table. And I know I'm on a different night than normal, but, you know, I couldn't go live on Christmas. So, none of that. I spent time with the family and Ben yesterday, and I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas as well. We, of course, traveled all the way over to Lexington. It's not that far. It's about 40-ish minutes. Went over there, had breakfast, and got to see both of my sisters together. Yay! My older sister lives out of state, so for the three of us to be together in the same room doesn't happen very often, maybe like twice a year. So it was really great to be with the both of them. And then, of course, my nieces and my nephew. And, you know, the brother-in-laws, all that stuff. So anyway, the last thing I do actually have to tell you about is we are going to be doing club for January using products from the new catalog. We're going to be doing the Memories and More pack. It's called Sweet Thoughts, and this is the Get on your bed. This is the package that comes from the Memories and More. And then there's, of course, envelopes and card bases, and that is being used as well. You will get the whole pack of the card bases and envelope. You'll get the whole pack of the Memories and More, and then you'll get a pack of, or a bolt of the ribbon. So club starting in January is $45. Shipping has gone up. I know that's an increase. It's usually $39, but shipping has gone up, as well as some of the products have gone up. This also allows me to give you a little bit more products each month. So club will be $45, and for club this month, these are the cards right here for January. And again, you'll get the full pack of the card bases and the envelopes, so you'll actually be able to make up to 20 cards, which is kind of cool. And then I created 6 of them. You'll have a PDF for 6 of them. Okay, so that is all of that. I'm going to move that out the way. Go to your bed. She's probably going to whine the whole time, so again, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have little treats here, but I can't, feed her all of them. So, hey, Deb. All right, so let's get started so that y'all don't have to listen to her whine all night. The first card we're going to make using the Light the Sky bundle. Again, here, these are the dies, and then this is the stamp set. And we're going to focus on New Year's. So, our first card is going to be this one right here. I think this is probably my top favorite. And then the last card we're going to do is actually is my second favorite. So, all right. So this one, let me grab. I'm going to grab my grid paper here so that we can do some blending. And then we're also going to do a little bit of some tapping of some color, I guess is what you could call it. I don't really know what we would call it, but it's going to be to add a little bit of extra bling or spots, or because when you have fireworks, there's a lot of extra that comes out of it. So that will be what we get to see there. Hold on just a second. Here, come on. Go get on the couch. Go get on the couch. All right, so we are going to start out first by using Balmy Blue. And we're going to blend, but when we blend, we're only going to put it in the center of our cardstock, because we want to make sure that what I'm trying to do is when you have fireworks, you have multiple colors that kind of come out of the same shot, I guess is what you want to. I don't know what they're called, because all I do is watch fireworks. I know nothing about them beyond that. So what I'm doing is I'm creating the center as a color, and then white is kind of that outside part of it. So, and you can do heavy or light. I kind of made it a little heavier in the center, and I'm not even going off first on my grid paper, because it's going to be through slits on that front piece. So you're not going to see all the crazy here. All right. So I think I'm probably good with this. And we can test it. I've already cut out this piece just so you didn't have to watch that. But I'm going to hold it up. And let me do a little bit further over here. And then a little bit further over here. Sometimes when you're doing cards like this, you gotta do that top layer first before you do the blending underneath. All right, I am good with that. So we're going to leave it like that. Then I am going to grab my liquid glue, because the liquid glue will allow me to adjust it a little bit when I put it on there, just to make sure that my white cardstock is not going to show out the edges. All right, so we're going to do this. We're just going to put a little bit of glue kind of down each little piece here. Oh, and of course, there it goes. And I just want to make sure that it completely secures to this piece here too, because you want to make sure that that color shows through. And if you don't make sure that it's like flat, even here in this center area, it'll pop up, so you won't get as much color. All right. And let's do here. I know this takes just a few minutes, but it makes it well worth it. All right, and then we're gonna flip it over. I'm going to make sure that I line it up so that you will not be able to see the white. And then I can adjust this a little bit, or maybe not. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, it did kind of squish out a little bit there, but we can get that off, no problem. And thankfully it does dry clear. There we go. Okay. Now, before I move on to our embossing for our sentiment, I am going to take my finger and get the glue off of it now. And I'm going to take our white craft ink, and I'm going to put it onto I'm going to dot a little bit onto my block here, my clear block. And I just need a little bit. Not too much. Maybe if I can get it to come out. It came out earlier. There it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. Then I'm going to take, now this is an old blending brush. This is an old, not blending brush, water brush. I have this designated to use with my craft ink, because with the craft ink, it can sometimes get harder for your tips, and so I just don't want to ruin my newer ones. So that's why I have an old one here, but use whatever you have. And I will actually be honest, I like the older ones better anyway than the newer ones. So, all right, so I added some water here, and I'm going to get a good chunk of it. Actually, let me add, I need it to be just slightly thicker. I might have added a little too much water there. So let me add, you don't need a whole lot of water, because you need it to be a little thick so that when you add it to your card front, it will give it some like actual chunky little pieces here. Okay, so I've got it here now. I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm going to tap it and add some white to the front. Okay, it also kind of makes it look like it's got stars, which is kind of cool. All right, and then I'll clean that later. And I just cleaned mine with an old, this is like a baby rag that I bought from like Target or Walmart or somewhere. And then this, I'm just going to wipe it right onto the front, just like that. Once it dries, you're all good. Do clean your block though, otherwise it will stain. So just FYI on that. All right, so then I can set this aside. Now that I have white everywhere, we're gonna set that aside. And I'm going to fold this up and throw it away so that nothing else gets wet or white. We're now going to do our sentiment, and this is going to be heat embossed. So we're going to grab our little pieces here. So this is our embossing buddy. And we're going to, oops, put a little bit on there. We are going to, I think I'm running out of space. We're going to stamp our sentiment. And before we stamp it, I need to cover up this top part because I do not want that to get inked up. So we're going to do that right there, which I think is good enough. I'm going to take that Versamark and I'm going to go ahead and ink up my Happy New Year. I'm going to hope that that is good enough. Then I'm going to stamp it down. There we go. We are going to do our silver because I felt like silver was a good color for New Year's. So we're going to put some silver on it. And there we go. We are then going to use our heat tool and we will heat it up so that it shines. And I'm going to grab my tweezers so I don't burn my fingers because this heat tool can get really hot. And then it just takes it a minute to do it. Maggie, baby. She does not like it when I talk to other people. She wants to be the center of attention. All right. So then we've got that all completed. And I am now going to take my little mini cutter that I have that now has white all over it from just now. So give me 2 seconds. Let me wipe this off. I did not do very well with keeping control of all of that, but okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off all the way around our sentiment. And it looks like it did get it pretty straight, so that's exciting because now I can cut it pretty well. And go all the way around on all 4 sides. And you can just use scrap paper from your Night of Navy. You can also use any other color you want to. You could use gold. I think gold would actually look really good too on the front of this card. Sometimes I do think the silver might be a little harder, but I think it shines a lot, which I like. Okay, so we're gonna flip this over now and we are gonna put dimensionals on it. I'm gonna grab my dimensionals. Look, get on your bed. And we're gonna do quite a bit just to make sure that we get it nice and secure. Just if that white is still a little wet, this will make sure that it stays on. All right, so we're gonna put that in the center. Then I am going to add a bunch of rhinestones because, again, you want it to be shiny and glimmery and sparkly because it's New Year's. So we will add a whole bunch of these. And we're just going to take and add them all over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I added like 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then let's add one more right here. Okay, perfect. So now we've got 11 for that odd number. And I'm going to put these back in their sleeve so that I don't lose them or get them all messed up. I have a tendency to do that. All right. We're going to flip this over. We're going to grab our card base, and I got that on it because I didn't put my brush up. So we're going to make this our front because then I can cover it up. And then the boo-boo is hidden. All right. And while I'm at it, I'm going to move that brush out of the way. Okay, so let's take our dimensionals and let's add it to our front. And then I always put 9 on there, 3 in the bottom, 3 in the center, and 3 up top. And then next step is to always take off those backings. All right. Get on your bed. And now we'll cover up that boo-boo of mine by putting it right here in the center. All right, and then there is card number 1. And again, I think this is my second favorite card. I don't know. This might actually be my favorite, and then the last one I think is my second favorite. I know I keep going back and forth with that, but I love the sparkly of this one. So, all right, I'm going to put that one on top so that I don't get white on everything else. And I'm going to grab the second card. And let's see, here we go. All right, so this will be the next card that we create. And this is, what I wanted to do was I really wanted to use the stamps that are in here. So all the different ones for the fireworks. And so that's kind of, I just started stamping, and then this is just kind of what came out. So I don't know. I think I might like it if it had a little less on it. So we're going to try a little different with our pattern, and we'll see. I know, Michelle, she's about to drive me crazy in here. Like, she tested my patience with the whining, but I'm sorry. She's talking to your dogs or making your dogs try to figure out where she's at. I love her to death, but if she is not the center of attention, she does not like it. And therefore, here we are. I almost put her in her kennel so that she was in there by herself and then I could close the door, but I just can't do that. So, although she might go there if she keeps whining, because I cannot give her a whole bag of treats. And that's what she wants. She wants me to just keep feeding her treats so that she'll be quiet. And I just can't do it. All right, so our card base is going to be the thick Whisper White. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. We're going to pull in a basic white. Again, there is a blog post, so you can get all the measurements right there on the blog post. And then we're just going to start stamping. And there's a lot of colors with this one. So just to forewarn you on that, I'm going to try to grab in all of the stamps here. And we are going to have to clean it, so I'm going to pull out my cleaner there. And let's see. All right. So we have Starry Sky and Granny Apple Green. I have to remember the combinations. All right, so this will be the center part. Nope, that's not the center part. This is kind of, I don't even know the names of fireworks. I probably should. I've watched them my whole life, you know, being so close to a lake, and then being so close to downtown Columbia, but I really don't know much about fireworks. So, and then this is going to go right there over it. And what it does is it kind of helps it all blend together. And so I will say, if you use this one, your straight lines, I would do the lighter color and then do your darker color as your center, because it helps to blend it in there. All right, and then we're gonna clean that. And I'm gonna actually pull see if I can pull, I have all of my stamp sets paired together so I can remember what the colors were. Let's go ahead and do our lemon lime twist, because this is our largest stamp. So we're gonna do that one up here. And then we're gonna do the center as Coastal Cabana. And then stamp that, and ta-da, there we go. And then I'm gonna stamp this little one here and lemon lime twist down here in the corner. And then I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna clean it really quick. And then I'm gonna stamp it in Coastal Cabana in the center, like that. Since I already have those out, might as well do that. All right, then let's take, let's do our, we're gonna do this one and this one. So let's clean it. And we're gonna do this one a couple times. So let's grab our blueberry bushel. Actually, you know what? We've got Calypso Coral here and Petal Pink. So let's do those real quick. All right, so Petal Pink we're gonna do as the larger. And we might not even have to put as many on this one. And then Calypso Coral will be that center. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back if I can add any more. I'm trying to space it out a little bit more so we can, all right, let's see, this one, yep, okay, let's do Flirty Flamingo and Fresh Freesia. So let's clean those stamps. And we're gonna do Fresh Freesia as our largest, and then our Flirty Flamingo as our other one. Oops, as I put my finger in that one. All right, then I feel like that's probably enough for this one. As far as like the big one here. So I'm gonna try to work on doing the smaller ones. So let's put those aside. Let's do these two. All right. So we're gonna do the middle as Blueberry Bushel. We're gonna stick that one there. And then let's do, I think that's Highland Heather. Yep, Highland Heather. There, okay. And then we will do our Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight. And I actually think I have spaced them out enough. All right, this is one of my favorite combinations right here. The Daffodil Delight and the Pumpkin Pie. Okay, perfect. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of the colors, and I'm going to take Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and Flirty Flamingo. And before I do that, let me actually grab Berry Burst. And we're going to take the Berry Burst one, and we're just going to do a couple around of that one. And let's just add one more there. Okay. All right. And that just added kind of some little fizzers or whatever you want to call them. Okay. Then we're going to take, this is technically like the shooter for your firework, but I just kind of want to add it like it is a firework. So I'm going to ink up just a section of it, and then we're just going to stamp it in a couple places. And that's just to kind of add a little bit more areas of different types of fireworks. All right, let me do Calypso Coral next. Make sure it's good and clean. And then let's do, actually let's turn it around on this one. Okay, and then we'll do this one a little longer. We'll put this one over here like that. And then the last one we'll do is Daffodil Delight. And so let's give it a good clean. And we'll do, and we're going to do that one kind of here. And we're going to do it here. And then let's actually add one right down here. Okay. So there we go. And I think I'm good with all that. We're going to be okay with that. We are then going to mat this onto a blueberry bushel piece. So I'm going to grab my Seal Plus, and we'll put this on. Get on your bed. Stop whining. I probably should have gotten her like a big bone to chew on, but she's got her little tire. It's like a Kong tire, but she is not interested in that at all today. At all. Of course, that's my luck, right? Yes. All right, I'm going to take that blueberry bushel again. We are going to stamp Let's Celebrate, and we're going to stamp it in the center. On the sample, I put it here to the left, but I think I'm going to do the center, and we're going to see how I like that. Okay. And then we're going to attach this to a piece of blueberry bushel here. Okay, hold on 2 seconds, y'all. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, sorry. I put her in the other room, so we'll see if that works. All right, so now we're going to take and adhere this to our blueberry bushel piece. And the tape, the runner tape, is a little bit larger, so I'm going to just fold it over on itself so that it's not sticking out like that. I just want to make sure on both sides. Then I'm going to adhere it to the center of our blueberry bushel piece, as close as I can get it to that center. Okay, then this is going to adhere right across the center of that layer. Maybe. Let's start from the other side. There it goes, maybe. There we go. All right. Uh-oh. Well, I ripped my cardstock there too, so let's add a little bit of adhesive underneath, or not. Hold. I'm sure it's because now I'm just completely flabbergasted because of Maggie whining so much. So we're going to tear that off. I'm going to take a little bit of tear and tape. It's a great way to fix it. And we're going to put that right there in that center piece, and then we'll pull it right off. And then we fixed it. Ta-da! Okay, then I'm going to stick this right here in the center. And I did make this piece a little bit longer just to make sure that I had enough, and then I can trim off the edges. But I do want to make sure that I get it centered with all of this. All right, let's see. That's pretty good. Yep. And then we'll trim off those edges. Actually, let me grab my cutter for that, because that will be easier. There we go. And then we'll do this little side. Ta-da. Okay. Then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add some stars. These stars are from... Hi, Kathy. Oh, picture only tonight? That's okay. You don't need to hear my voice. Nor do you need to hear Maggie that has been whining the whole time. These are the adhesive back lightning and stars. This is going to be in the new mini catalog, and I thought this was perfect for fireworks. So we're going to add some of the stars into this card. If I can find my take your pick tool. There we go. We're going to add white. And we're going to put one big one down here. We're going to add a couple yellow ones. And I'm going to put the big one over here. And then I'm going to put two little ones on the other side. I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she is like full on like crying now. Oh, goodness, y'all. I have a spoiled, rotten dog. Spoiled, rotten. Spoiled. Oh, and I cannot even say that it is just my husband's fault, because it is not. It is mine, too. Okay, so now I've got all the stars on there. And thank you, Kathy. And now we're going to take that card base wherever I put it. And we're going to flip this over. We're going to put dimensionals on the back. And we'll put this on our card base. All right, so tell me, while y'all watch me take all this off and put it on the card base, what was your favorite gift from your Christmas? So it could be from anybody, but what was your favorite gift? I will tell you what mine is. I got a book bag that will now, which I know you probably can't see it very well, but it is a book bag that is huge. And I got it so that I could carry my laptop, my iPad, my calendars, my work stuff, my mail stuff. It was something I've had on my wish list for a while. So anyway, that was my favorite gift, and that did actually come from my husband. So I'm very excited about that. All right, so here is card number 2, and that is so good to know. You know, I don't know what it is about Maggie, but she is a huge whiner. Whines about everything. And I know that she's trying to communicate with us, so I get that, but it is like, it's excessive 90% of the time. She will, and this is funny and annoying all at the same time. So she will literally sit there and be on the couch with my husband. He's watching TV or sports or whatever. And she will literally whine because she wants me sitting in there with them. And will continue to whine until I do acknowledge and come and sit down with her. I am like, blessed child. And I don't know why she's like that when it comes to it, but she wants Ben and I to be in the same room all the time. We cannot be in separate rooms. Do you know how hard that is when you're trying to get like classes and everything else out? It's not that easy. Not that easy at all. It can be a little frustrating. So I hope she does grow out of it because, man, I'm ready. She is almost, I guess she's about 1.5 years now. Close to 2. Well, we're probably like 1 year and 7 months now. So anyway, okay, so this is the last card. I do think this is probably my favorite. No, the first one's probably my favorite. I think this is my second favorite. This has a lot of, if you did it, and I put this in my, I put this in my blog post. If you did this as a slimline card, you could actually add a lot more colors. So I only have 4, well, technically 4, 5, 6 colors for this card. But if you did a slimline card, you could add a whole lot more color to it. Or if you wanted, you could do smaller sections. But I didn't want the fireworks to really be a whole lot of different color families. I wanted them to kind of blend together. So I hope that makes sense. But anyway, so we are going to do this one. And there's a lot of pieces and parts to this one too. All right, Deb, I got to read what you said. For birthdays and Christmas, when we do something for... Oh, yay! That is awesome, Deb. That would be a good present. Yes, I would fully say that that is a great present. All right, so we got our card base. We're going to move that aside for a minute. All right, so I've got a smaller piece, one smaller, and then you've got your normal size layer. This is going to be the piece that goes behind. It is slightly smaller so that your edges won't show. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's start with our pool party and azure afternoon. So we're going to do some blending. I spent today labeling my blending brushes. And Kathy, I know you can't hear. Oh, yay. That is awesome. A new tablet. Oh, you will love it. You will absolutely love it. Yay. I spent today, and Kathy, I know you're not listening, but if you go back and listen. So I had the like brush holder from Stampin storage because it would fit all the blending brushes, right? And I'm one of those that has to have an individual slot and an individual brush for every color. And I know that's just my OCD, and I get it. I get it. I'm a little special. I can't just have, more than one color on a brush. So anyway, but it's so big and bulky. Well, I was going to sell it. I've now decided to keep it because now I feel like I can't ever find them because I have them in like little buckets or whatever. Anyway, so Kathy, I'm going back to my original storage. So, yay! But I'm also, yay for this, I am also going to be moving into a different craft room or into a different room in the house, which will allow me to have more space. So I'll be able to have a table that has my blending brush storage on it. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so I did Pool Party here. I'm going to take Azure Afternoon and I'm going to put it in the center. Again, I'm not really bleeding off onto my grid paper. It's not going to matter. And I want it to be as dark as possible. But with the Azure Afternoon, I don't have another little brush. So I'm going to use the tip of my brush and get the ink on it. And then I'm going to use the tip and do the center. The reason I did it opposite this time is because the Pool Party is lighter, and so I didn't want it to get the Azure Afternoon into that ink pad. So, but I want the darker color in the center. Because you know, with fireworks, they all start out they start out really bright, which is the center, and then as they expand, they fade. So that's what we're doing here. All right, so we've got that one now. I might add a little bit more Pool Party to, hold on, I'm gonna add a little bit of Pool Party over here. Let's see if I can do it without mixing the colors. Okay. All right, so there we go. We'll lay those over there. There's lots of inks used for today's cards, and I'm sorry for that. All right, so I have little brushes for my Old Olive and my Lemon Lime Twist. So I'm going to start with my Old Olive. I'm going to do it in the center. And again, I want it to be real dark. Okay. Actually, I probably should have started with the Lemon Lime Twist, but that's okay. And then we're going to do Lemon Lime Twist. Lemon Lime Twist and Old Olive are close enough that it won't really matter. I can get those to blend out from each other. And it doesn't have to look pretty. It does not have to look pretty at all, because this is your back piece. All right, there is that one. Now we're going to do some Melon Mambo. And get it good and dark. And then we will do some Gorgeous Grape. Oops. Maybe if I can get the blending brush out. All right, and then we'll put Gorgeous Grape over here. Okay. Now, we are going to do some cutting. And normally, I do the cutting before all of this cutting. Normally, I do that before, but with every colored piece that you do, it's going to be different every time. So we have to do it after we do our pieces here, because we are going to take this piece here. We're going to line it up. We're going to grab our dies. And we're going to take this die here and this die here. And what I want to do is I want to kind of figure out where my colors are. So I want to put this one here. So we're going to add that one right about here. I'm going to tape it like that. Then I'm going to take this one and we're going to do the purple one down here. And actually we're going to move it up a little bit here. All right, so then we're going to let that be there. We're going to give it a little bit of tape so that it stays in place. We're going to take this one here And we're going to put it right here. And that one does not need to be exact, so I'm okay with it moving just a little bit. We are going to grab our cut and emboss machine. Yes, Deb, a new place. It will also give me room to have a little island so that I can actually lay out all of my classes, which is fantastic. Because right now I have to make sure that I clean off like everything before I can start cutting for classes. So this will make it a whole lot easier and a lot more organized. All right, so we're going to run this through. And then there we go. Now, this really only have a little bit of space over here, so it's not going to matter at this point. So we're going to put this one as close to our right as we can. Then this one is going to come up here, and we're going to make it like that. All right, so then we'll run this one through. Kathy, y'all bought an attic? Attic installation. You know what? That does not surprise me at all. Y'all are always doing something on your house, and you know what? That is always great gifts. It used to be that was some of my favorite gifts. Anything you could give me for my house. Yay! Okay, so now we've got all these little pieces here that are still kind of stuck in. This is an attachment to the Take Your Pick tool. I don't attach it because it means I'd have to have even more Take Your Pick tools. But you can still use it to get the pieces out just by rubbing it. You can keep it just in your hands. And I just rub it side to side and it gets out the pieces. Ta-da! Okay, so let me move all this though. Let me put that down into, oh, and I cut my light out. Yay! Okay, so now we have our little piece here, and then we're going to attach this here. And there we go. I think that's actually pretty good. And I love that one. I love the shaded like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to add some seal to it. And the seal might not get all the areas, or all the edges, but that's okay. We're going to go with what we can get. If it does fall over into any of your firework pieces, just make sure you roll it out. Like right here, I got it, so I'm just going to roll it out. And then here I've got that edge, and I think the rest is good. Okay, so now we're just going to adhere. I'm just going to make sure that there we go. I'm going to turn it over and just make sure, like you can see here, I've got a little edge there. So we're just going to trim it off. But I want to make sure that I don't cut it too much, because you don't want that piece right there not to have a color. All right, and I think that's good. All righty, now let's take our black cardstock. We're going to do some embossing on it. So I'm going to take my embossing buddy, wherever I put it. I have no idea. Well, okay, we won't be using that then. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I spilled it. Yay! All right, that's okay. All right, we're going to put a little bit of embossing powder on there. We are going to take the whole sentiment this time for the Happy New Year. We're going to ink it up, stamp it down. And we're going to take white embossing powder this time. And cover it up. And do it one more time. Always good to just get those, all those little pieces and parts. All right. Close it up. And I'm going to grab my tweezers again. We're going to heat it up and get that nice and shiny. I've been doing a lot of the embossing powder lately, and I guess I go through phases where I do a bunch and then I don't do it for a really long time, and then I come back to it and I do it a whole bunch and then I stop. Is anybody else like that? You know, and there are techniques that I do that with as well. Like I'll go through a phase of fun folds or, you know, whatever. I think that's how it is in crafting. You know, we go through phases all the time. All right, I'm going to use the nested essential dies for this one. And it's going to be our little banner here. So I'm going to, and it is like a perfect fit, which I love. And I'm going to grab that. I'm going to run it through off camera real quick, just so I don't drop anything again. All right. And then I'm going to slowly take it off. And ta-da! So this will sit right here. We're going to pop it up with dimensionals. And I'm going to put 5 dimensionals on this. So 2 on the outsides and then 1 in the center. And Michelle, did you notice there are, on all cards tonight, there are no bows. I went to go put one on this one and I was like, it doesn't really need it. It'll be okay. And then I thought of you. Okay, we're going to adhere this directly to our Highland Heather piece. And I'm going to use just some some Seal Plus for that. I'm going to add just a little extra since we have a lot of embossing on it. And then we're going to line it up. It's just going to have a tiny little border. Okay. Now, we are going to use another new product that will be out on January the 4th because I am loving the embellishments from this, from the new catalog. So these are the rainbow adhesive back. This goes with the hot air balloon set. Now, before I do anything though, there's not a green one in here. So we are going to take this one right here. I'm going to take my take your pick tool. I'm going to move it off of the shiny little piece there. I'm going to stick it up here. And here's a great thing about these embellishments, these particular embellishments, is you can use your Stampin' blends and make it whatever color you want. And I'm putting it up here because let me show you the sample. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. But I colored it here. And when I did, I got green down here on the side trying to get the edges. So I took it off of there and put it on here to do those edges. And it really worked out much, much better. So I would suggest doing it before you put it on your project. And I'm going to do it first just to make sure that it dries before I take it off and then put it onto my card. Okay, so now I am going to do this one here. That one's going to go in the center there. And then we've got the purple one. Oops. So I'm using the large ones to go in the center. And that one's going to go there. And that one will go there. And now what I'm going to do is just use our little ones, and I'm going to add them to our card front. I think I did use one of these. Yep. Let's stick this one over here. Let's do a yellow one down here and there. Yep. And there. And then we'll add that one there. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then here is our 11th one. And you'll have to probably pick it up with your pokey part. And then you'll stick it down in the center. Oops, and my glue dot came off of it. Let's see if I can, I might have to get a new glue dot. Yep, let's get a new glue dot. That is fixable too. So I'm going to pick that up with my end there. I'm going to put this right on top of my glue dot and then pick it up. Everything is fixable in the crafting world. And then that's going to go down right there in the center. And then last but not least, we have to put it onto our card base. After I move all this stuff out the way, I've got everything everywhere. And hallelujah for no bows. Girl, the bows make them so pretty though. Just for that, I'm going to make sure I have at least one card this weekend that has a bow on it, just for you and your swaps. Michelle and I are headed to Sumter for a demonstrator swap thing, and yeah, I'm going to make sure there's a bow on it. All right, I'm going to use liquid glue to put this on just because it is such a small border. And make sure that I get it on there right. Make sure I get an even border. All right, ta-da, ta-da. And then there is that last card. And see, totally different on both of them. I did swap them a little bit, but it's still different, which I love, I love, I love, because no firework is the same, right? All right, let me reach back here and grab our cards. And there we go. There are our cards for tonight. You can get this class for free, the make and takes, for one of each card, mailed directly to you when you use this host code and you spend in my online store of $35 before tax and shipping. So if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description of this video. And then don't forget to go get all of your measurements and products used over on the blog post. All right, everyone. So next Monday is New Year's. I'm actually going to take, I haven't decided if Tuesday or Wednesday will be live for next week, but I will have a live, and we're going to do one of the celebration sets. We're probably going to do the jungle animals. So I've already got some cards together from a training that I took, and so that's probably the one we're going to do, but I don't know yet if it'll be on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I will keep you posted on that, and I hope to see y'all next week. Have a great New Year's, and see you later.